Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the news and updates as well as the dev Q&A summary for the week of June 2nd, 2016. So for the most part this week, the main thing is the Woodcutting Guild. It's going to be a little different the way I'm doing it this week in terms of the in-game updates. I'm probably just going to be going over these here. I was going to show you guys the Woodcutting Guild in-game, but you need 75% favor in Hacidus. I spent probably about 3 hours trying to get up there. Went ahead and got all the compost and everything, and I started doing all the salt and stuff, but it just got too frustrating trying to mine those salts when they wouldn't show up. So I'm just going to be doing this because it was getting to the point where I was probably going to break something. So the new woodcutting guild, it requires 60 woodcutting and 75% favor in Hacidus. This is what it looks like. They also have added a bunch of trees into it, as you guys will see here. There's a lot of use and magics actually around this bank right here. They also included a bunch of them as well, so you guys won't have to worry about overcrowding. There's also new redwood trees, which you guys will see right here. They're pretty big, so you have to climb up a ladder, and you can basically sit up there and AFK them. I'm not sure on the XP rates right now. I'll look around and probably add those as annotations, but they are incredibly AFK. It probably takes around 6 to 7 minutes, maybe even longer, 10 minutes, something like that, to get a full inventory. These are just some pictures of what it looks like. I believe this is actually the bank right here, and you guys can see how many yew trees there actually are surrounding it, and the magic trees over here. And if we move down here, you also see the redwood trees. Like I said, you have to climb these ladders, and you basically cut on top of these right here. You just sit there and AFK. And like I said, it's incredibly AFK, so if you guys are ever doing something and you want to make some GP while you're doing homework or something, this is probably the best thing to do now. As you guys will see right here as well, they give 380 XP per log cut, but it probably takes a pretty long time to cut them, so I'm not sure how much fire making XP they give, but it's definitely going to be the most. They also have added Ents underneath of the Woodcutting Guild. As you guys know, these were only in the wilderness before, and they are pretty spread out for the most part, so they weren't really worth doing. Now that there's a pretty close spot together, these actually might be pretty nice to do for combat and money. I'm not sure yet, I haven't tried them, but for the most part, they're probably not, but it's just a really nice way to kill Ents if you guys want to do that. There's also a sawmill now added into the Woodcutting Guild. Pretty sure this isn't going to be that useful if you guys know the method for making planks normally by using the butler and teleporting to Camelot. I'm pretty sure that's still going to be a lot faster than this, so from what I assume, this update isn't going to be that good. They've also added the minecart transportation system all around Zeah. In order to unlock this, you need 65% favor in the Lova Kenji house. Starting this, you speak to the dwarf named Miriam. Several little mini quests you need to do. It's kind of like how you need to lock in favor with all of the houses. You see down here, if you want to unlock unlimited rides, you can do so for 100k. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be. I mean, without teleports, like methods like this, nobody really uses Zeah for the most part now anyway. But I mean, at least they're trying to add different methods to reach it. So finally here I actually get to show you guys something in the game. I'm sorry about that. You guys probably could have read through that by yourself. But I know a lot of you guys do like watching rather than reading. So the final thing they added was the change on the construction skill cape. You can now use it to teleport to the house portals. This is a very, very nice update. Changing your house everywhere and stuff like that is kind of a pain in the ass. So if you guys do have the construction skill cape, you can now teleport to any house you want to. As I'll show you guys right here. Let's go to Paul Vanich, and it will teleport you outside of the portal. So now moving into the dev Q&A summary this week. As last week, I'm going to try to keep it as condensed as possible and try to avoid suggestions that I don't think will make it into the game or for the most part will be considered again. But I will be showing you guys all of these suggestions that do include pictures. So first off, this week Modgo showed off the creation of the new samurai kit coming from the Master Clue Scrolls. It looks pretty cool. It's going to be added with a katana as well. The katana will have stats as the rune longsword. I believe the armor will have the same stat as rune as well. I wasn't too sure if they were talking about just the sword or the armor as well, but it'd be pretty cool if you could trade out rune armor for a samurai kit. I still think it looks pretty cool. How useful it will be, I'm not too sure, but I still think it'll be worth a decent amount. So the next suggestion comes from a guy named Daft Vader, and as you guys will see here, it's basically a more updated and easier to see progression tab basically for the achievement diary. So to show you guys how much easies, hard, elites, stuff like that you've actually completed, how many total you have left. It just looks a lot nicer than it is currently. I think seeing the bars, being able to visually see what you need to do is probably the best option. The JMods seem to like this as well, so we might see a little bit more of this in the future. So the next suggestion comes from a guy named Nednerb. He suggests a new wilderness impling that you need 8,700 to catch. And basically its drop table would be items that you find in the wilderness, such as lava dragon bones or shards, such as the odium or malediction. For the most part, the JMods like the idea, but they said if they did this, they'd probably make it an untradeable impling, because they wouldn't want people to be able to farm these shards from getting these implings. So finally this week, Mod Ghost showed off the new Catacombs that are being created under Zeah. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be putting down here. I know for a fact they're going to be putting monsters down here. I'm pretty sure they're going to be Slayer monsters. He also said there will be ways to travel between these, kind of like a Pirate's Cove or something. You may have to travel by ship or something, like under caverns. Looks pretty nice so far. He said that he's trying to do as much as he can with like a budgeted wall kit. But as you guys will see right now, it's definitely not completed. He still needs to put a lot of work into it. So finally, one thing I did want to mention that was not from the Q&A. If you guys don't know, Jagex did a summer summit where they mentioned all the updates that are going to be coming into the game shortly. One of the really cool ones was the skilling boss. I'm pretty sure this will be located north of Zeah, and it's essentially a boss that you only kill with skills, so there will be no combat required. It's also a new way to train skills. I'm not sure on the XP per hour, but it's a pretty cool concept to have a boss that you can only kill with skills. So that is going to conclude this week's news and updates. As always, these videos do take a while to make, so if you did find this useful in any way, please consider leaving a rating. Once again, I do want to apologize to you guys for just going over the updates through the website instead of actually showing them in game. I had some problems getting that 75%, and I don't think it really would have been that big a difference from showing you guys in game compared to what I did. Some pretty cool stuff on the Q&A this week. I'm definitely looking forward to that skilling boss. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I just hope they don't overdo it on the XP per hour skill-wise. So I'll see you guys in the next Iron Man series video sometime this weekend, hopefully. And thank you again for watching. Peace.